As already quoted, the words of Samuel Johnson goes, "The greatest part of a writer's time is spent in reading. In order to write, a man will turn over half a library to make one book." We now request Dr. K. Rathnasabapathi, the author of the book, to share a few words in relation to the book.
I am not prepared for any lecture, and normally I don't stand on any formalities, and again we are running short of time. I write, I rewrite whatever I have written minimum 7 times before I allow even my wife to read, says Bernard Shaw. I write, I rewrite whatever I have written minimum 7 times before I allow even my wife to read. And Madam has already pointed out another quotation by George Bernard Shaw. The biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. The biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it has taken place. 2 professors and 1 incident triggered my interest in bringing out this book. One professor was none other than Dr. Ceremany. He was my teacher, my colleague, my HOD, my friend, and I am simply not jealous of him. I am envious of his written competence. He is really a master of written communication skills. But he always goes for sixers. I mean, nobody can understand what he writes, and his purpose is always fulfilled in his communication. And the other man, I always remember, is Dr. Ramasamy, the former head of the Department of Corporate Secretary. This morning, you won't believe, I spoke to him over phone. Normally, even teachers of English, we don't speak such good language. Sabha, now when I was a student, I wanted to take leave. I went to my HOD. At the time, I was only Tamil medium student. And the boy said, "Madam, today I am not feeling well." Say doing well. The meaning was lost upon me. I did not know the difference between feeling well and doing well. And Ramasamy this morning said, "Sabha, I am not doing well. Health permitting, I will attend the meeting." How many of us are familiar with this sentence structure? Health permitting. I mean, we cannot generalize it. Wealth permitting, principal permitting, HOD permitting. We cannot make a generalization. Health permitting, God willing. These are some of the peculiar conceptions used by only good writers. Both of them, they are good at writing because of their long association with reality. They must have learned the trick of writing, the art of writing, the science of writing from the great, masters who were spearheading all the activities of reality. And an incident which befell my life was also responsible for my bringing out this book. That incident occurred when I was attending a seminar in Chennai. It was a seminar on English language teaching. You know, Father Peter Francis, a very good at English language teaching. He wanted to conduct a different kind of test in writing. We always conduct tests, sketch the character of Macbeth, and we are able to sketch the character of Macbeth. Kannagin Gunanalge Vilaki Kayum Isai Poche, Kannagi eroded, soap eroded, and the in the Tamil example, it's very difficult. We have to keep on giving papers. For one, you will already start. Now, so you small credit is not enough. Barnal English exam, where do you want an action sheet? Do you want a sir? Why do you insult me, sir? They have asked for action sheet. The mind is own business. So, we are able to sketch the character of Macbeth. Parsuram sketches the character of Macbeth more than what Shakespeare did. So, he wanted to conduct a real test on writing. So, he devised a simple technique. He was able to draw some pictures with the help of computer. He was able to draw some 10 pictures, and we had it pasted on a wall. And he invited students studying colleges affiliated to Madras University, and the PG students were involved. They were our subjects. They were all asked to take a look at all the photographs. On the wall in the panoramic way. If you have to take a look at all the 10 photographs, you would understand that there is a story behind it. So students were asked to take a look at all the 10 pictures, and they all took a look at the pictures, and the professor asked, Peter Francis, right under our nose. Are you able to understand the story behind it? How many stories? Only one story, thank God. In a Tamil particular story, but you know, 2.5 hours only we are able to watch the movie, there is no story. Tomorrow and Sunday and do it, and of course there is something. And the students all concurred, it's one thing, there is only one story. Put it in writing, he said. Payan paper vaana, Payan Mukanda, Male or Batnilla, again instantly he was able to write his name, and he wrote something and he wanted to leave. And the girls wanted extra paper. Sir, we wanted. So, there is substance to write only on one particular page. They wanted extra paper and they were all writing. Currently, we collected all the papers and the professor read the first paper. He written a student who left longer. He burst into laughter. I mean, he could not control himself. Professor, or Tamil medium student wrote. Building and what is there? What is the story I'll tell you? There is a multi-story building on fire. And on the 7th floor, on 17th floor, there was a pregnant lady crying for help. A cyclist calls the fire service, the fire service comes, they extinguish fire and they leave. This is the story behind it and students are asked to put it in writing. Building firing, lady crying, cycleman calling, fire service coming, saving the lady, returning pregnant. The professor wanted the boy to be shot hold of. Bike at the kilometer, is it biologically possible for a man to save a lady and to return pregnant? Or is it biologically possible for a woman to become pregnant in the process of being saved? Nothing is possible. And the பையன் ஒரு sentence சொன்னா சார் அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு தெரியாது. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சதெல்லாம் I am plus ing. Have you submitted the assignment? I am submitted the assignment. Do you come to college every day? I am coming to college every day. And ஒரு பையன் நம்ம close I am reading BCom. How long have you been reading BCom? It will take half a second for you to read. Study BCom, read BCom. This is written communication. And ஒரு நாள் class போயிட்டு இருந்தே ஏதோ ஒரு particular department there is a circular. Instead of a sense of curiosity, I just read the circular. அப்புறம் அந்த மேடத்துக்கு கேட்டேன், மேடம் நீங்க என்ன சார்? The head of department of the particular department asked all the staff members to monitor the indisciplinary activity of the students by consuming alcohol. The head of department of commerce asked all the staff members to monitor the indisciplinary activities of the students by consuming alcohol. Some students are supposed to be consuming alcohol and you are supposed to go and monitor. You are supposed to monitor the activities by consuming alcohol. And I was a student at attending classes there once. My age-old professor, he received a telegram. And already he was riding at the wrong side of 70. Wife 68 or talking terms illa or theory illa. How he received a telegram? Telegram it was sent by somebody who was running for the ML selection. And in ML selection, only graduates can vote. Even only he was a graduate, wife graduated. Run to vote through telegram. Telegram, please cast your vote and your wife on me behalf. Please cast your vote and your wife on me behalf. That's only written permission is not required. Anybody can take care. She is too old. And I don't have any objection. Why did she send a telegram? And that triggered my passion for writing a book. And the madam has beautifully pointed out, I think she has read the book cover to cover. And I think she came here to write an examination of my book, and that shows their interest in reading the book. There are so many methods followed, and most of the methods have been failure. Even today I am able to recall an incident which occurred at our department with the due permission from our former HOD. Ramani used to be very, very rebellious. Now, Gafur sir paper we were all expected to correct all the constitutional books. And our then principal, Mr. D.K. was not like Mr. Rajendra. He is a kind-hearted man. He was a real Terminator. And the Terminator, he knew the character of a Terminator. Terminator acted in the movie some 30 years back, and our D.K. was a real Terminator. Our ticket and the paper we never read. If you make noise inside the class, if you create a lot of practice, now answer paper we take all writing for granted. How we took writing for granted? Senior Silla note I saw him giving a big round. Silla note small round. Without some sufficient evidence, பெரிய சொல்லி பூரா கேர்ள்ஸ் நோட் புக், சின்ன ரவுண்ட் போறோம் பாய், என்ன சார் இது டிஸ்கிரிமினேஷன் அப்படின்ட்டு he will call for a notebook, DKP. He should not find fault with my correction. பொண்ணுங்க நோட் புக்ல they write well. அதனால ரவுண்ட் பெருசா போட்டா somewhere there will be an error. ரவுண்ட் கொஞ்சம் பெருசா போட்டா there will be grammatical error, spelling error, ஏதோ ஒரு error இருக்கு. பசங்க வந்து they take writing for granted. சும்மா எந்த இடத்துல சூழ்ச்சாலும் there will be an error. சும்மா எந்த சூழ் போட்டா there will be an error. So finally I won't be found fault with it. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு writing is taken for granted both by the teacher and by the student. On the context, it was Dr. Ramani who actually threw light on what real paragraph writing was, and it was he who used the term mechanics of paragraph writing, topic sentence, amplifier. நம்ம amplifier na physics தப்பி சத்தம் வந்து கொஞ்சம் amplify பண்ணு. இதுக்கு paragraphல amplifier வந்தா it was actually it was he who taught us the art of paragraph writing, and அவர் கோடு மட்டும் போடுறாரு. I just ஒரு ரோட் மாதிரி போடலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு நான் பண்ணேன். And this method is proposed by H. Widdowson in one of his books, Teach English as Communication. 4 stages are involved in the book. Assimilation. We have to assimilate all the forms of language before we enter into writing. And the discrimination. What is a descriptive paragraph? What is a narrative paragraph? We must be always be able to make a discrimination. Then approximation. ஏன்னா நம்ம we write approximately. அன்னைக்கு கிளாஸ் நடத்திட்டு இருந்த ஒரு பொண்ணு, சார் I want to go to the Philadelphia police station to prefer a complaint against the foreigner. என்னப்பா என்ன விஷயம் சார்? பாருங்க சார், திருப்பி keeps on giving me the same, sending the same message. என்னன்னு பார்த்தா the only sentence wherein no boy has committed any grammar mistake so far. I think you know the sentence. I love you. அதுல ஒரு grammar mistake பண்ணுனா ஒரு பையன் இது வரைக்கும் பண்ணதில்லை. I love you கொடுத்துட்டே இருக்கான். நான் சொன்னேன் don't make a cyber crime. Don't go to cyber crime and make a complaint against him. I will give command. He will never send I love you to anybody so far. இனிமேல் கொண்டாடு சொல்லிட்டு நான் திருப்பி ஒரு கொடுத்தேன். I love you approximately. யாராவது ஒரு பொண்ணு வந்து I love you கேட்டா மட்டும் கேட்டா நீ திருப்பி அந்த பொண்ணு I don't love you சொல்லலாம். I hate you like poison. நான் போயிடும். ஏன்னா வேற பொண்ணு தேடி போயிடும். I love you approximately. That is the greatest insult to be weeded out to love. How can you love somebody approximately? And our writing is also approximated. That is the stage. On the கடைசி stage is exaction சொல்லிட்டு. And I have made use of the techniques of Widdowson, and I have brought out some book. And all methods, they are geographical. No method can be foolproof in all contexts. And I will use the methodology, and it is for the practicing teachers of English to find out whether it is efficacious. And if something is lacking in the book, I am ready to get it clarified, get it incorporated in the second edition. And before I am out of my speech, I would like to thank our principal, Mr. Rajendran. He could have been my student had he gone to his class. Now, botany போயிருப்பான், ஒரு காலேஜில் இருந்திருப்பாரு. Maybe Srinivasan could have taught him, or Professor Velusamy must have taught him. I just said, I would like to bring out a book. He said, go ahead. Financial problem, don't be bothered about any problem. Now the management has spent so far 2 lakhs on getting the book printed. They are ready to collect the money from the school. Just to look after the academic side. And ever since he gave that nod of motivation, I work like a horse with blinkers, looking after only the academic side of the book. All the other aspects, technical aspects, everything he has taken care of. And nowadays he doesn't even read any of the latest writes. உடனே கொடுத்தோடனே he writes yes. ஒரு நாளைக்கு சொத்து எழுதி டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் எழுதி ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி ஆஃப் ராஜேந்திரனுக்கு டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணி நேம்னால I think he will write yes. Then he is not at all reading the letters. He has lot of confidence in me, and I would like him to give the same sense of confidence, motivation to all the young teachers here. We are all on the verge of retirement, and if the same amount of motivation were to be given to the young teachers being present here, I think everybody would be able to come up with a book. And in my case and in our case, it is too late. It is too late. And before it is too late, I would like him to motivate every teacher to come up with something solid, so that PhD, the autonomy we have enjoying with PhD, it will, better meanings, present meanings can be added to autonomy. And I thank the management, Dr. Rajendran, our secretary. Though he is not, available today, he must be cursing me. This is an ELT. And our secretary, he is an ELT man. Unfortunately, I think today is preoccupied with summer. நாளைக்கு வந்து ஒண்ணு கேட்பாரு. Had he been here, it would have been added or grace to the occasion, because he also motivated me, he also inspired me to write more and more. So I take this opportunity to thank every one of you. our principal and the chief guest of today's function. A real woman of humility. Anybody can be a woman, she is a mother. Anybody can be, biologically anybody can be women. But she is a mother in the sense, whenever we used to go for valuation, we used to share our food and without any ego or without any, we never stood on formalities. இன்னைக்கு கூட காலையிலனா to be frank, I spoke to her over phone. I took her for granted because of the affinity we have with her. I just took her for granted, and it was Rajan who fixed her. And ever since she was fixed, the chief guest, I have never spoken to her because I have taken for granted. It is because of our friendship, and I would like the same thing to continue forever. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and it is for the practicing teachers to pass judgment on my book. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.